Babes, and welcome to my book nook.
We are monsters. We give and we take.
I feel like I've made the same announcement 500 times, but you know what? It's fine. Everything's fine. This is one of 3 videos that I'm making for Danny from Danny Dabble's Battle of the Booktubers Vloggy Vlogs. So I'm just going to do a quick little recap in case you've missed other videos or if this is the first one. I don't really know. But essentially, Danny came up to me and asked if me and 3 other booktubers wanted to do Battle of the Booktubers for our round, which we had to recommend 2 books to each booktuber. Well, we had to recommend 4. In case they had already read ones that we had recommended, and we had to put them in order of like what we know that they'll like to like are, I guess, the one we're least sure about. And then we have to read 2 books per person, so 6 books total, and we have to rate them on a scale 1 to 5, and you can use like quarter stars and like all of that sort of stuff, and basically see like who's best at recommending books, which obviously it's gonna be me. But anyway, you know, it's been an interesting experiment. That is all I'm going to say so far, because I have read a lot of the books so far. This is the last one that I'm currently filming, but that doesn't mean that that's not necessarily the what order that you're seeing it in. But this is the last one that I'm reading at the moment. And so I'm going to be reading for Booktuber C. Da, 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 da. And so there are 2 books that we are going into with. And I am going to say Booktuber C has done their homework, because I was very intrigued by their selections. The first book that they picked that they are the surest that I will love is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. And then they came in with a baddie. They want me to read ACOMAF because I've only read ACOTAR. I mean, say less. Say less, if you're being honest. Was I excited? Yes, I was. This one I was excited about because I bought it a while back. I've only heard a couple of people actually read this, but like I heard that it was like The Selection meets The Hunger Games meets The Bachelorette. I have already started filming this, so you'll hear a clip of me talking about this in just a minute. This I was very excited for because I really needed a reason to get to this, if we're being honest, because I knew that I was just never going to get to this on my own otherwise. I really, really liked ACOTAR. I've read it twice because I was going to continue on with the series and then I didn't. But to be fair, I'm reading the Throne of Glass series right now, so like that kind of pushed things back a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So anyway, I'm very excited. Honestly, this is the best book selection I've been most excited for so far. Like, Booktuber C, you might take us home. It might be a Grand Slam bam, okay? It might be. It might be. It might be. So, with that being said, we're just gonna dive into this vlog. Here we go. Editing Rainy, coming on to say, because I forgot to say this in the beginning clip. I believe that this is Kirsten that recommended these books to me, because she has talked multiple times in videos before about how she is a huge SJM girly, and that's like where like her start of fantasy and other things like goes into play. And so I know that it has to be Kirsten, because I just assume as much. So yeah, anyway, if it is Kirsten, great job, I'm assuming. I mean, I know the answers, but I'm assuming because ACOMAF is so beloved that it's gonna go well. Hello, friends. Did you miss this outfit change? No, you didn't, because I filmed the intro and also my reading update for this at the same time. So I started with Trial of the Sun Queen because it was shorter and I just figured I could get through it quicker. And I'm currently on page 92, so I'm already like 25% into this book. I'm obsessed with this book. I'm having the best time with this book. Like, this is such a fun book. So, I know I didn't explain this yet. So, this is about Lore, and she has been a prisoner in, like, one of the biggest prisons, I think, in the Aurora King's domain. So, like, there's different domains. Like, there's the Aurora King, the Sun King. I know there's other ones that I haven't learned about yet, but she's been a prisoner with her brother and sister for 12 years in the prison, and like it doesn't explain why. I'm sure that we'll figure that out later. And so she's had some really, really evil stuff occur, and so her goal is to get free, of course, and seek revenge on the Aurora King. And in the very beginning of the book, and this is not a spoiler because it happens in like the it happens in like the first chapter, she gets in a fight or an altercation with another prison inmate, and since the main guard like really hates her, he decides to send her to the Hollow for 2 weeks, and the Hollow is just this hole in the ground in the forest, and like they don't feed you, they don't give you water, they just leave you there to die essentially. And she's like, oh my gosh, 2 weeks, no one's ever spent longer than like a day or so in there. They could get eaten by a creature, they could just die of starvation if it doesn't rain. Like, what is she gonna do? So she has a freak out moment, and then all of a sudden like something happens. There's a prison riot. She wakes up and she is in this palace that she doesn't recognize, and everybody's saying that she's the final tribute, and then she comes to find out that she has to compete for the Sun King's, like, a chance to become the Sun King's queen. Like, there's 10 tributes that are basically all fighting, like, a Hunger Games type bachelor battle to, like, become the Sun Queen. And so, of course, she wants to become the Sun Queen so that she can seek revenge on the Aurora King, who still has her brother and sister captive and who has treated her terrible for 12 years. But something tells me that there's more to her than meets the eye that I don't know about. Like, why is she so important? Because the Aurora King is trying to get her back now. Like, he's like, she cannot be free. Like, we need to get this girly pop back. And I don't know why. I am so interested. I'm just having the best time with this. Like, I'm just loving it. I'm really, really invested. It goes back and forth between Lore, who is our main girl, and then the Deer, who I'm pretty sure is the prince for the Aurora King, or he's about to be the Aurora King. He's the Aurora King's son. I'm pretty sure if I'm getting this right. And I'm really liking it. Honestly, it's giving me 5-star energy. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, and a lot of people said that this was mediocre, but, like, I'm really vibing with it. This might be it. This might be it, guys. Okay, anyway, I'm going to give you another update once I get a lot further into this, and we'll see you in a bit. You're probably going to hear my children in the background because they're playing with cars right there. But I am now 30% into Trial of the Sun Queen, and I just thought this was so funny. Right now, they're getting her ready because she's going to have dinner with the king, and she, looks horrendous because she's been in a prison for like 12 plus years. And the girl is like, "Where were you?" to like the hairstylist guy, and he's, "Hi." And he was just like, "Oh, I'm here." Or, he's just being like, "I'm here now, whatever." And then he looks at her and he goes, "We have a lot of work to do." And he's like, "Let's fix her hair." And it just reminded me of Miss Congeniality when, like, they're like, "Oh, dear God, I don't know if I can fix her." And it's just, I'm really having a great time with this. Like, the vibes are vibing. The baby is babying. It's a good time. Okay, I'm 57% into this book. Ignore my terrible hair. But, girl, why are you believing that this king is anything but evil? Like, you don't know the Sun King. If the Aurora King is so awful, why would you think the Sun King is any better? And out of all of the tributes that he could have, and you've been like, you're being considered an Umbra rat, which is like the lowest of the low people. Like, you've been in prison for years, like you're poverty stricken, and you have 9 other beautiful, like insanely rich and like just, nice family women. He chooses you to have like a secret little love relationship with, like, during the trials. Like, that just does not add up, ma'am. Like, the math is not mathing. Clearly he's evil and he's up to something, and you are just falling for it. And so our main character is a little stupid, and it's making me mad. So really enjoying this book, y'all. Like, I'm just bebopping, having a time. So I'm gonna go back to my time. Hello, friends. It's been a very long time. Hot update. It's been taking me forever to get through Trial of the Sun Queen. Not because I'm not enjoying it, but because I went back to work on Monday for a couple of days. And it's just, getting used to when you have time to read all day and then suddenly you don't. Which I'm only freaking out a little because, I have 4 days and I still have this. But anyway, let's give you updates on this. I finished Trial of the Sun Queen, and I think I'm going to land on a 4. I originally gave it a 4.5 star right after, but then there are just a couple of things that frustrated me about this book, so it landed on a 4. But you know what's funny is I've talked to a couple of people about this. They don't know any of my thoughts on this book. Katie apparently absolutely hated this book, like loathed this book, gave it like 2 stars and almost DNF'd. I have another friend who was reading it recently at the same time as me and said they almost DNF'd at the beginning. And the thing is this like the best written book ever? Absolutely not. But I had a really good time with it. I don't know. Now here's why I got it a 4. First off, the main character is so stupid, so naive. And I know that some people are going to say, "Oh, well, she was in prison for like 12 years. Like, she's gone through a lot." But like, no. Okay? Like, the king is clearly evil. He's clearly has some ulterior motive. He is not just going to pick the ugliest girl that's been out of a prison or has been in prison for 12 years and be like, "That's my girl. That's my queen right there. She gonna be mine." I'm sorry. I don't buy that. Okay? So that was frustrating, and she just kept making decisions, and I was like, why are you making these decisions? And normally that would make me put it to like a 0, but I was really just enjoying the book, okay? I was willing to look past it. The other reason is because I didn't like the ending. I'm going to talk about the ending, but not actually say what happened. So if you think that that's a spoiler, I will put the mild spoiler tag up, but like, I'm not actually saying what happened at the end. So take with that what you will. It didn't resolve. It kept talking about how, like, the king wanted her for some reason because of who she is, but it doesn't say who she is. And for the whole book, I thought that she didn't realize how important she was, but she does realize. And in the last chapter, they're just like, "I still will never tell them who I am." And so, I assumed they would say who she was on the last page. It'd be a cliffhanger. We'd get to the next book. No. No, nothing happened. Like, I mean, stuff happened, but like, it didn't resolve in a way that I wanted. Okay? Didn't resolve in a way that I wanted. So that's fine. I'm still going to read book 2, but I'm a little dissatisfied or unsatisfied with the ending. Okay? Anyway, so I really, really enjoyed this. Like, I had a great time with this. I'm going to pick up the next book. Like, this was a fun popcorn fantasy romance. Okay? There was nothing special to it. It's not going to be like a favorite book of the year, but like, I really, really liked it. So, Booktuber A. Excellent first choice. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. ACOMAF, A Court of Mist and Fury. Okay, the book that everyone says chapter 54 is where it's at, which means I still have like 600 pages, basically, to get there. Okay, I currently am listening to it as I'm cleaning my bookshelves or reorganizing, because you know, what else do you do at 10:30 at night? Actually, 11:05 at night, never mind. Anyway, I'm 11% in, 11%, okay? So that's like page 70 or something. I'm really liking it. So I will probably have spoilers for this because I know that everyone and their mother has read this and I'm the last one to read this. So I will have a spoiler section and a non-spoiler filled section so that if you want to hear my thoughts, then you can hear my thoughts, okay? So I'll just like pop up timestamps and all the things. But if you don't know what this one is about, because you haven't read ACOTAR, then don't listen to this. I'm going to put a timestamp at the bottom, okay? It follows right after the events of ACOTAR, where basically, you know, she's back in her kingdom. She's a high fae now because, you know, she died and came back to life by all the 7 fae lords. And so she's a high fae, and she lives with Tamlin, and they're about to get married. And then, like, she does have that deal still, though, with Rhysand, where he's supposed to collect her once a month and keep her for a week, but he hasn't collected her. And so at this point, she assumed he forgot about it. So 3 months go by. She's literally about to marry Tamlin. In her head, she's thinking, I don't want to do this. And then Rhysand shows up to claim her for his week of, you know, whatever he wants to do with her. And so that's where this takes off. So anyway, my thoughts, my non-spoilery thoughts. I'm really liking this. It picked up right where we got back in the action. I really missed my boy Lucien. I'm still waiting to see why everybody hates Tamlin because I know that that's coming down the pike. But like, I like Tamlin for right now. Like, he's perfectly fine, you know, like, he's not shiesty yet. But yeah, this book, I'm having a good time with it, okay? And then mild spoiler, I freaking love Rhysand already because he's teaching her to read. He's literally teaching her to read. Like, that is just so sweet. He knows that that's something that she struggles with, and Tamlin's not trying to do that. Rhysand, I see you, kind sir. I see you, kind sir. Okay? We stand a reading king, okay? I'm very excited. I'm scared to see where this goes, but I'm excited, okay? I'm excited! Anyway, that is my update. So, you know, I'm going to go keep reading A Court of Mist and Fury while I clean because I gotta make a dent in this book. If I could get to 20% tonight, that would be freaking fabulous. And then I can just keep reading away because I'm scared that I'm not going to get this done in time. I waited till the last second. But I'm so glad that these are the last 2 books I'm ending with because this is probably going to be the best vlog of them all. Like, I mean, a 4 and then probably a 4 or a 5. I can't imagine it going worse than that. Okay, friends, 30% in. Giving you my thoughts on page 183. First off, I finally met the entire crew, like Asriel, Cassian, Amryn, Moore, all the people that, like, I've heard their names over the years and I never knew who they were. And I'm very excited. This feels very found family. I'm very about this. I also understand the Tamlin hatred now. I'm sure I don't fully understand it yet because I'm sure, like, he's actually going to do a lot more shitty things, but I get it, fam. I get it. I understand. And I actually just realized that there was someone apparently that got a tattoo after only reading ACOTAR of Tamlin. And then realizing later that Tamlin is such a jerk. Could not be me. That's so awful. Oh, I feel so bad for that girl. But anyway, I'm having the best time with this book. I am loving it. I expect this to be a 5-star, which will be my first 5-star for this entire experience. First and only. I don't know if it'll be an all-time fave though. We'll have to see. But I'm very much liking it. I'm having the best time with this, so I'll be back. I'm 30% in, okay? Mr. Tamlin keeps effing up. He has trapped her in, like, her house so she cannot leave. And then finally Rhysand takes her and he takes her back to his home and he's like, I want you to stay here. I want you to serve me so that I can get you away from this man, Tamlin. And then when she asks to go on an adventure that he's going on, he says, sure, you can come. Like, Rhysand is doing it good. Tamlin, you be effing up. You be effing up. You're gonna lose your lady. Tamlin, why? Also, I very much love all of the characters in this, like Cassian, Azriel, like Moore. They all have my heart. Like I very much love this book. I'm having the best freaking time with this. I'm so glad I saved this for last. However, I have got to finish this book today. I have 400 pages left. I can do that, right? That can be done. Can I just sit here all day and read? No, I have other shit I got to do. But the day is young, my friends. The day is young. Conversations with Rainy and Nakash. I have to be very quick because Eloise is losing her marbles, but I just got back from picking up food and I was listening to this and I had the book with me and oh my gosh, I'm 48% in and I love this book. First off, I just love this found family so much. Cassian and Azriel just have my whole heart, and when he's like making fun of her, saying something about like how she finally kicked Tamlin out for good and she's all upset about it, he goes, I'm sorry, this was my really shitty way of just trying to say that I wanted to be there to support you through this. And I was like, Cassian. And then you find out that she literally, the music that she was hearing in the dungeon underneath the mountain was Rhysand had sent it to her, and he did that so that she wouldn't break. Oh my gosh, Rhysand. I'm loving this book. Rhysand is so fabulous. Cassian and Azriel are fabulous. I'm loving this book. I'm loving it. I'm loving. I'm loving. I need to read more. Okay, goodbye. She's asleep on me, but I have to say, can we all have a Rhysand in our lives? He locked you up because he knew. The bastard knew what a treasure you are, that you are worth more than land or gold or jewels. He knew, and he wanted to keep you all to himself. Rhysand. Also, I'm a little sleepy baby. I hit the famous quote, to the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered. I'm telling you, I'm live, laugh, loving. Having the best time. Mr. Rhysand and Feyre. Also, I like Tarquin, and I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. So don't be at me, bros.
I get lost in those hazy eyes. I'm in love with these lazy nights. So maybe we can stay back, lay back here and enjoy the ride. I don't wanna feel the night. I just wanna chill under the northern lights with you, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Sadie, you save me, keep me from floating away. Blue dream, baby, you leave me with nothing to say but I love the way you take control. You lift me up when I get low. I gave you the right of way. Now I'm seeing sideways. But even when Saturday ends, I know I'll see you again. I don't wanna feel the night.
Alright, 80% in, 80%. Spoiler, and they be fated mates. I was kind of hoping it would go this route, and so I'm very intrigued in how this is going to play out. Now, I am going to say the middle is slightly dragging, just a little bit. There is some stuff that I either have not been picking up on / haven't really cared about. So I really need this last 100 pages to like razzle dazzle me and like give me that feeling that everybody's waiting for. I'm almost to chapter 54, which is like the beloved chapter that everybody and their mother talks about. I'm ready for them to like get it on like Donkey Kong because the feelings are there. It's very mutual. The tension is tensioning. The sex is sexing. The palp is palpable, or however you say. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna need them to like get it on, okay? So I'm gonna keep reading because I need to finish this. Technically needed to finish this yesterday because it's technically July 1st. I know, I really did wait till the last minute for all of the things, but it's fine. Everything is fine. Okay, y'all, this is the worst that I've looked in a hot minute. It's shower hair day today, but she's looking great, right, queen? We're here with our final ACOMAF thoughts. I finished, and I'm going to say what I thought about it first, and then I'll say where I landed with my rating. So, I really enjoyed this book. I understand the Rhysand love now. I understand the Tamlin hatred now. I understand all of the characters. I even understand people who say that, like, Nesta is one of their favorites because, like, you know, Nesta is stone cold, but, like, sometimes you need that in your life. Sometimes you do, okay? So I get it all. What dropped it and didn't make it a 5 is just, it was so slow for me in the middle, and it dragged. And maybe upon reread, I would appreciate it more, because I know that there are things that I probably missed. There are things that I didn't quite catch. But I will say, the ending was wild. Ending was wild. I was not expecting anything. And so I am going to go into a mild spoiler section really quick, and then I'll pop back to non-spoilers. I was not expecting that not only, I mean, I knew Tamlin was bad, but I guess I didn't realize that he was going to, like, sell them out and basically work with Jurian, who, you know, came back and was like, if you give me, or if you help me with my task, which I can't remember right now what he said, if you help me with my task, then I will ensure that you get her back, and that Lucian is helping Tamlin. Why? But anyway, so I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that Ianthe was actually going to have betrayed Tamlin and Farah, and that when she was telling her all her stuff about her sisters, that she was taking that into account so that she could kidnap her sisters. And then I really wasn't expecting for Jurian to make them turn into Fae. I really wasn't expecting for Lucian and Elaine to be mates. I was not prepared for that, and now I really want Elaine's book, which I assume is coming, so that I can see what happens with that, because I'm just very intrigued. And then at the end with all the wild stuff with her saying, like, break our bond, like, I'll go with Tamlin, but, like, secretly knowing that she had already been sworn in as the High Lady of the Night Court to be, like, Rhysand's equal so that, like, nothing could shatter it apart. I just can't. And I'm just ready for Farah to, like, kick Tamlin's ass, essentially, okay? So there was a lot of stuff that went to the end of this, that, you know, it just really, everything was falling into place. I'm excited to see where ACOWAR goes, although a lot of people say that one is not that good. That's very war-filled, so I don't know. But I'm going to land on a 4.5 star with this one. It's not quite a 5 star. I feel like upon reread, it could be. It's just not as of yet. But I really did like this. Obviously, it's significantly better than ACOTAR. That first book is just alright. It's, like, sitting pretty, okay? But yeah, I'm very happy that Kristen, at least I believe, made me read this so that I can actually continue on with this series, because, like, I do want to be caught up in the SJM world, so now I need to continue on in ACOTAR. I need to continue on in my little way in Throne of Glass, which I'm reading Queen of Shadows this month, as I already said. So, yeah. Thank you for making me read this. I feel like this was a bold choice, but you know, it paid well for you. So now let's just quickly recap. I read Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in a new series, and I very much like this. I gave it a 4 star. I actually ordered book number 2, Rule of the Aurora King, on Pango Books the other day, so it's on its way to me currently because I am intrigued in continuing the story, and I figure I might as well have the next book. However, I'm pretty sure this is the indie published version, and now that it's been picked up, because when I was in Target the other day, I saw the other books and they were smaller and a different, matte. It wasn't matte, which I really like this one. So I might have to sell this and get the traditionally published so that they match. And then I read ACOMAF, which is the second book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I gave this a 4.5 star. Obviously, this is a beloved series. I'm probably one of the last girly pops to have read this, if we're being honest, because I feel like everyone and their mother has read this before me. But you know what? I've read it now. I understand. My transgressions have been righted. Okay? Thank you. Okay? So yeah, this was the most successful vlog thus far, a 4 and a 4.5 star. I really came in clutch, leaving the great books to the end, the finale, okay? So now I need to very much go and upload and edit this video because I'm very late, but I'm not the last competitor to submit, so you know, go team, go Rainy, go fam. Alright, if you got to the end of this, let's put a sun emoji for Trial of the Sun Queen. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're interested in any of these books, if you're like, girl, how long did it take you to get to ACOMAF? I know, okay? And with that, we will see you in a video very soon. Bye!